Hey everybody, I'm Quinn.
And I'm Scott, and it's time for the Almost Friday show for March the 1st, 2012.
And off the press this week, we're taking a look at the new Avengers trailer.
Yes, because we just can't get enough of those Avengers trailers.
And we finally have a trailer that actually kind of talks about storyline.
Instead of just like random shots of the people in the movie.
Yeah, I've also come to the conclusion that Mark Ruffalo is actually a really good choice for the Hulk because the Hulk looks like Mark Ruffalo. Like every time the Hulk has become the Hulk in movies, he's always looked the same.
I just picture Lou Ferrigno all the time.
Okay, but the CG Hulks have always looked the same regardless of which actor is playing
that's
it.
what I think Lou Ferrigno looks like in real life.
Is CG Hulk?
Yes.
Okay.
Except with a lisp.
I just think that now the Hulk's face actually looks like if Mark Ruffalo was really mad.
Like Lou Ferrigno.
Because Mark Ruffalo's got like a boxy head.
I don't like Mark Ruffalo.
Well, fair enough.
He speaks out against, the things I've chosen as my career. Stupid activist actors. Then we're going to Tech Insight. It's been a big week because it's Mobile World Congress, which means they're going to announce about 1 million cell phones.
Of which 95% of them are going to be Android.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't... It's that or Windows Phone.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll get really bold and announce another WebOS phone.
Yeah. But
That will never get made. No, it's not that. We're talking about Android phones from Sony. We got tablet news because apparently tablets are just announced at every event because they don't fit anywhere.
Eat some tablets!
Yeah. It's like, we're having an event about refrigerators. Tablets for your fridge. It comes out and goes in. I don't know.
You said it and now it's going to happen.
It probably already has.
Yeah.
If not...
No, don't encourage that.
No.
Oh, all right.
Now I should get prior art.
Yeah, that's how the patent system works.
I guess. I don't know.
So we've been led to believe.
Yeah.
In science this week, we're taking a look at artificial hearts that don't have a pulse.
Yeah.
Which just confuses
Also
me.
known as a pump. Yeah. It's
right.
I don't know. Sean will explain it, and it'll be interesting. I suppose. Then we're talking about more cell phones in behind the lens.
Yes.
Because, they have cameras now. I don't know if you guys knew that. News to me. Now, apparently, Nokia's gone just to the other realm of this and have put a 41 megapixel camera in an upcoming phone.
But we'll tell you why it's not necessarily as crazy as it seems.
Yes, aside from the fact that it's running Symbian.
Yes.
Yeah.
But without further ado, it's time for Off the Press.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Off the Press for this week. It's actually kind of big. Got a lot of stuff.
Pretty big week this week. First off, we're going to start with something that we mentioned last week. So last week we mentioned Inspector Spacetime, the Doctor Who parody from Community. So this week, NBC and Sony have given Travis Ritchie, who is the star/producer, a cease and desist saying that, well, Inspector Spacetime is ours. So now Travis Ritchie... now he basically says that he's going to do the parody of the parody.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, sucks to you, NBC.
Basically, yeah. Sucks to you, NBC.
Really, why would you even bother?
Because NBC wants to make money from this, and they hate fans.
I guess. Was this supposed to be a money-making thing in the
Not-
first place?
There probably is going to be some money being made.
Okay.
But it's ultimately a fan film, so... very little money made, lots of money going in.
You wonder why there's less creativity in the world, NBC.
Also, just a small note, last week I derped on some details about Community. I think I said filming the third season. It's actually in the third season right now.
Filming the fourth?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Second half of third season.
That's actually been done filming. Anyway, so I derped on some details, and I realized that, Monday. Anyway, moving on to Marvel news.
Which is never really disappointing.
Never.
They generally do, well, it can be, but they're generally good.
Generally.
And they won't
And
fail.
if you have an iPad, iPhone, or iPod Touch, great news for you because Marvel has announced about 80 graphic novels in the iBook store.
Okay, so this is the whole comicsology kind of thing,
Kind of,
but
yeah.
it's using their iBook.
Yep,
thing.
it's going through iBooks this time. So now you have 3 ways of getting Marvel books. You've got iBook Store, the Marvel app, and Comixology.
That's awesome.
But what sets this iBook Store announcement apart is that they are releasing full graphic novels, so I'm assuming the full trades.
Okay.
So you get 6 or more volumes starting at $7.
I am down.
It is.
Well, sort of, because I don't have a tablet. just have a
No,
phone.
reading comics on a phone is
Kind of sucks.
it's all right, but $7,
Yeah, it's
pretty
not
good
bad.
deal. Pretty
Actually,
good deal.
I'm kind of surprised. I would expect them to be a little bit more expensive, just because I've been scoring in the past
Yeah,
for this sort of
usually
crap.
trades are about $15 to $20, and then it goes up from there. So
Yeah, that's
$7,
actually really cool, though.
sweet deal.
Well, gonna have to pick up a few of them, I think.
Yeah. And now Avengers trailer.
Speaking of Marvel,
Yes.
new
Trailer. Pretty
Yeah.
sweet. It's got the Hulk in it.
yeah, and it's not like as you know Scott mentioned, it's not just like, oh look, there's Captain America, oh there's
It's-
Thor, there's Loki. Oh no, it's
I know
a trailer.
very little context of what's going on, but it looks kind of spoilery.
It does actually, because what
Yeah.
it's showing is everyone knows that. Well, you should know. If you don't, then you need
It's
to
like
do your
these
homework.
scenes look pretty important.
Yeah, the thing is though, it's showing how ragtag the Avengers are though.
Yeah.
Like Cap's trying to keep everyone together, but at the same time, everyone wants to do their own thing.
Yeah, Tony Stark's being a douche.
Yeah.
Stuff
Well,
like that.
I mean, he was kind of blown off,
It's
and then they
true.
came to him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But and it's pretty much that exact sort of thing. So if you've read the comics, if you've
Yep.
seen even the cartoon movies they've released, this is pretty much bang on to what they're
Yeah.
trying to convey, and it does still seem kind of spoilery.
It
Because
does.
now you're wondering, you see the stuff coming out,
Yeah.
and you're like, what is that? Now I have to actually watch.
What's going on? It's like watching your best friends fight. This is not fun. Makes
Yeah,
me
there's a
sad.
lot of infighting actually.
Yeah.
They really do touch on it. So this could be
It
interesting.
adds drama.
Yeah, it has a drama, but what are you gonna do?
And moving on to something with very little drama. No, there's lots of
Re-
internet.
well, it's recurring drama.
Lots of internet drama about this. So,
Oh,
Pokemon
yeah.
Black 2 and White 2, yes, really, those are the names, are coming out this summer in Japan, this fall in North America and Europe.
So basically, Game Freak has taken the Square Enix
Yeah,
like
gone to
page
Square
out of their
Enix
book.
13-2.
Yeah, we're gonna
Then
release
do.
them, put a 2 on them,
Yeah.
but they're not gonna be like 12 and 15.
So
no,
this is
no.
the first time in the main console games of Pokemon that they've released a direct sequel.
Yeah.
Basically, all they've announced is that that's what they're called. They have a logo / box art, and there is a cool 2 new forms for Kyurem. However you pronounce that. I've never heard it pronounced. I've seen it written.
So I guess really what they're doing though is it's gonna be a continuation of the original story, is what I'm guessing. Like I don't think
Probably,
you're picking up.
yeah.
Hey, I hope they don't do one of those. Oh, so you're the same dude. You've beaten the game. However, now you have to start over. Like you gotta retrain Pokemon. You gotta
Yeah.
pick a new one and all that.
It's probably like this is the aftermath of Black and White. You are another
in a
character.
dystopic world.
Another character, which I will name Red, was also a girl. So sometime between Pokemon Red and Black and White, Red became a girl. I don't know how that happened. Maybe they're just picking up from there, but you're a different character, which is interesting because we don't know if they're adding new Pokemon, and we don't know what the new starters are going to be. And there's also wild speculations that, because the backgrounds of Black and White are red, or Sapphire and Ruby, it could be a remake of those? No, Pokemon wouldn't do that. They're smarter than that. They know you're going to buy Ruby and Sapphire.
But to be fair, they're also releasing Pokemon Black and White 2.
2.
So, what are you gonna do?
Whatever, shut up and just take my $40.
Yeah, shut up, take my money.
Shut up and take my money. Speaking of shutting up and taking my money,
Yeah, so this is something I just learned.
This is sweet.
Sega's releasing an HD version of Jet
Aw.
Set Radio, which
this game came out in 2000, for those of you watching.
Yeah.
So there could be some of you watching who weren't even born yet.
and there could be some of you watching who are going 2000. When the hell was that? And what game consoles do they have then? Was there Xbox 360? No, there wasn't.
Anyway, so I personally remember Jet Set Radio from Jet Set Radio Future on the original Xbox, which came in the trial disc or whatever.
Yeah, it came with a package.
I played the crap out of that game.
So did I.
So
It was fun.
I'm super pumped about this because it's going to be released on Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, and PC.
I don't know if I played on a PC, but that's
No,
cool.
I will pick it up on PlayStation. Which also means I'll probably be pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I can't see it costing more than $15 to $20.
Well, no, because I mean, even then, Jet Set Radio Future was a pretty short game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to do in it because that was basically where you're like, oh, I want to get all the achievements and all the other things. But yeah, this is coming off the Dreamcast, so I don't
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
know if
so
it's going to
it's-
be very expensive.
No. Also, if you are an artist, Sega is having a contest for players to have their graffiti art featured in the game.
That's cool.
If you go to our show notes, there will be a link in there. Contest ends on March 20th, so be a pretty cool way to get your art out there.
Yeah, especially if you're really good at graffiti art.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I personally don't understand a lot of it, but
No.
some of it's pretty cool. To
I
look
like the style. I can't do it to save my life.
at. Yeah. But moving on to new releases.
Yes.
So there's one that we have coming out, which is kind of near and dear to my heart
Mhm.
because I like Dr. Seuss, and that was, well, screw you if you don't. So, nah.
Yeah.
But the movie The Lorax, which I really like the story.
Mhm.
I really like the countless 80s and 90s revisions they did
Yeah.
with the crappy animation to
I
good
actually
animation.
kind of like the animation in this one.
Yeah,
it's
it's kind of
cute.
like well, it's the
Yeah.
same guys who did Despicable Me.
Yeah.
So it's very
exactly.
cutesy. Thing is though, it ain't the Lorax that I know.
No.
It's changed. I mean, they can keep Danny DeVito as Lorax,
Yeah.
but make it the real story. Don't screw this up.
Well, they've got to fill an hour and a half.
They
That's the
could.
thing.
They could definitely do it.
Yeah.
They're just. But anyway.
Yeah. Modern Dr. Seuss. It's very hit or miss.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
the Grinch that they did with Jim Carrey, actually, I really enjoyed. I still enjoy that movie.
It had some good moments, but I'm just not a big Jim Carrey fan. Moving on, Tim and Eric's billion-dollar movie, internet superstars Tim and Eric, how they got money to make a movie and how they're gonna fill an hour and a half, I don't know.
Well, they're internet superstars, so somebody
Mhm.
out there was like, hey, probably NBC, probably went, hey, you know what? We can give them money and they can do something, but they can't own it.
No.
But, oh well.
Yeah. Oh well. On DVD and Blu-ray, we have Hugo, which won a lot of Oscars. They just cleaned up.
I never watched the Oscars.
No.
But at the same
But-
time,
I do want to see Hugo. Looks pretty neat. I don't know why I skipped this one in the theaters.
I don't know. I skipped it because I was led to believe it was going to be a neat little robot
Kids movie.
steampunk
Yeah.
thingy, but then it turned into something that it wasn't. But whatever, I'll still watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll rent it.
Yep.
But then there's also the Justice League Doom, which I honestly have actually no idea what it's about. I'm assuming it's the Justice League and they're facing some form of doom, like they always do.
It's the Justice League versus the villains equivalent of the Justice League. I don't remember what they were called, but it's
Oh, damn! I used to remember
yeah,
that.
like most of the DC movies, animated movies that have been announced. It's a star-studded cast.
Oh,
So pretty exciting if you're into that.
alrighty. And then Top Gear Series 17.
Woo!
Wow. Yeah, well, there's a lot of cars.
Yeah.
They can't really stop, and it's funny as hell.
Oh, totally. And in video games, we've got SSX Deadly Descent.
Which, if all you youngins out there have ever played a snowboarding game,
This is the snowboarding game.
yeah, why would you play anything else? Like the SSX series has always been really, really
Shaun
fun.
White snowboarding, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
Pick this up.
I'm not a big snowboarding fan, especially sports games and
Mhm.
things like that. But that game was just hilarious
You can do
because
the
of the stupid stuff.
Ridiculous things in it.
Yeah, like the stupid crap you can do. It's kind of like Tony Hawk. How your favorite part was probably just skateboarding and then hitting a bar to watch how far you could fly.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Except now you're on a mountain that is like completely, almost perfectly vertical.
And awesome graphics.
Yeah, so it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mortal Kombat, the complete edition,
Yes.
which I'm pretty sure this is like the 5th time they've released something like this.
No, this is the first one for the new Mortal Kombat. It's the first re-release. I'm guessing there's some DLC in here. Maybe some other fighting modes.
How is this series still going?
Because people love their fighting games.
They do, but Mortal
Side-
Kombat hasn't gotten better. It's looking pretty as hell.
Side note, Soul Calibur 5, amazing.
Huh, there you go.
Yeah, hmm.
But Mortal Kombat, I personally don't think has aged too well in the way of like
No, their
gameplay.
characters are kind of so-so.
Yeah, but the actual graphics and
Yeah.
all that has gotten way better
Oh,
and
totally.
certainly adds a certain nuance to it that is a
Mhm.
lot of fun. Then there's Poke Park 2,
Yes, for the Wii.
which is what?
It's a Pokemon game where you play as Pokemon.
My
Yeah.
mind just got blown for a second there. So you fight other Pokemon? Do you fight humans?
I don't know if you fight other Pokemon. I think you team up with Pokemon and do things.
I just imagine like one of the things you do is you hide in the bushes
Unfortunate-
and tall grass and jump out at a person walking by.
Unfortunately, my store never got this. So even if I wanted to pick it up, no luck. I actually kind of did want to pick this up, but my store didn't get it, so I'm not that sad.
Oh well.
And finally, we got Microsoft Flight for free.
Which is actually pretty big.
Asterisk on Microsoft's website. So basically, this is a kind of an HD re-release, kind of a sequel of the original Microsoft Flight Simulators.
Okay.
So it's free, but you can pay for other things. I'm guessing things like extra planes.
Yeah, all the
missions.
cool planes.
Yeah, so you're probably not gonna fly a Concorde. You're probably gonna pay a couple bucks for that.
Yeah.
So there are planes and
same.
missions and that sort of thing. But I know from work that a lot of people are clamoring for a new good flight simulator.
Yeah.
The last time Microsoft released one was Flight Simulator, Flight Simulator X or 10.
Yeah, that was years
That
ago.
was probably about 10 years ago.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we still get people who still build systems around
Yeah.
that. And it's...
Oh yeah, a lot of people do like their flight simulators.
Yeah, it's kind of cool if they're actually putting one out there that looks really decent
And free.
and is free. And even if it is pay to get more planes, whatever.
The recommended system requirements? Ouch.
Well, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But that about wraps it up for Off the
Yep.
Press this week.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tech Insight. We've got the new Nokia 800, the Lumia 800. But we're not going to review it this week because it's Mobile World Congress, which means there's an epic ton of cell phone news. So next week we will bring you a review of the Nokia Lumia 800.
It was just shipped in Canada.
It comes out tomorrow, but we're awesome, so we have one today. And quick take, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's
So-
just like we wanted it to be. So there's that. Now on to the ridiculous. Okay, so there's a lot of cell phones released and tablets. I picked out the ones that I thought were interesting and the ones that would actually ship to Canada or the United States.
Yes.
So nothing from Hawaii.
Things with lots of vowels.
Anything from HTC I just don't like.
Not that we're trying to stress our opinion or anything here.
And to be honest, they weren't all that interesting. So I've picked some things. It's not that exciting. We're talking about Sony has redone their Xperia line a little
Yes.
bit.
So there's now the U, the P, and the S.
Yeah. So the S we've heard about, codename Arc, the Xperia Arc. So
Yeah.
we've been hearing about this for a little while. It looks pretty good. Like you pointed out, all these they're the same family of phones.
They're wearing pants.
Once the screen stops, there's this chunk of ness
Yes.
there. And on an iPhone there's a button.
Yeah.
And on a Windows phone there's 3 buttons.
And on an Android phone,
There's-
there's a panel where
there's-
their buttons exist.
There's just a pad of metal.
Yeah.
So that's a little strange. But other than that, I think they're very good looking phones. They're very thin. They've kind of got an aluminum-ish style to them. I like the way they look anyway.
They're wearing pants.
Maybe you like a stylish pant on your phone.
Well, okay, so I got to admit, the S has this little transparent
Yes.
glass bar before the pants. And
A
it
belt.
has, it's this clear belt, I guess,
Yeah.
for the pants. And it has the icons for what the buttons right above it do.
Exciting.
But it's kind of counterintuitive because you're like, oh, I'm going to push this
Yeah, you
home
can't do
button.
that.
But that's not actually the button, it's the little dot above it.
So the S is the Mac Daddy of the line.
Yes.
Dual core 1.5 gig processor, 12 megapixel camera, good chunk of RAM. Looks like a pretty good high performing Android phone. Now they've kind of just made the U and the P so there are other options in the line. There's
Yeah.
nothing exciting. The P is a dual core 1 gigahertz phone with a 8 megapixel camera. And and they've got different names for their screens, which I don't get. I have no idea the S is a bigger screen. I'm assuming it's better. They have these weird Sony names for them, so I'm assuming the screen on the S is better than the screen on the P, which is better than the screen on the U. Go with that. And then when you go down to the U, which is the bottom of the line, still dual core, which is nice on a bottom line phone. Dual core 1 gigahertz, so same as the P. A little bit less RAM and a 5 megapixel camera.
Which, is still perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
more than enough, yeah. So if you're a big fan of this, these are all Sony phones now. The Xperia, the Ericsson band is gone.
Yeah.
So if you're looking, I would recommend stick with the S. But if you want a more, we don't know what the price are going to be. If the U ships for like $0 on contract, get that dual core for $0 is a great deal, and all the way it's a decent looking phone. If it's $75 on contract, pay up for the S.
Yeah.
But they are really good-looking phones coming from Sony, which good for the future. Next up, the only reason I put this in, there's a million versions of the Samsung Galaxy phone. The
I
S,
lose
the
track
S2,
of them.
the
The
SG,
Captivate,
I don't know.
the Phalanges,
So the reason I put the
the
Galaxy,
Hyperion,
yeah, it's ridiculous.
the Abracadabra,
They're gonna start doing like Mac and just picking animals.
the Lando Calrissian.
See, I'd buy that.
I would too. But only if it came with like this blue velvet jacket and a cape.
The cape would, yeah,
Little fro of hair on the top. Too.
detachable cape though.
Yeah.
because you don't always, it's a dress cape.
What a phone.
But they didn't release that. Instead, they released what's called the Samsung Galaxy Beam.
Yes.
Which is only cool. It's a decent phone. Android 2.3, dual core 1 gig, processor. Sounds pretty good. 4-inch screen. And it's got a projector in it.
Yeah. See what they did there? Beam for beaming an image.
I think that a projector in a phone makes a lot of sense.
I guess. My problem is that I can't expect it to be all that good.
It's gonna be like the ones you see in a camera.
Yeah. So I mean, you're good for like an image about yay big on your wall.
But for what you want to use it, you're not going to do a presentation with it.
They will though. That's the problem. Is that
The person who
businessman
buys
A
that
is going to
phone.
go out and be like, I've got a projector now. Guys, here's my PowerPoint presentation. Hang on, let me swipe on
Problem
my
here is
phone.
businessman A is going to have a BlackBerry
It's true.
and not be able to do anything with it.
Yeah.
So if we're big on the projectors and the cameras we talked about, or the Pico projectors that really don't have a giant screen, this is the first time we've seen it well implemented into a phone.
I just, I want to like it. I just feel like it's kind of stupid.
I would never buy one.
No. And I get why it would work. Because you're like, this is something that you...
Well, see, and it says that it'll do up to 50 inches.
Yeah, in an entirely dark room with a wall that's made of luminescent white.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, if those two things don't match, it's like 20
See,
inches.
my biggest problem with this is going to be like that thick. It's too much. But if you really wanted that, Samsung has released it with the Beam, and it's not a crappy phone. It's a good phone, as well as having the projector. Last but not least, we showed you the new Nokia Lumia 800, which we actually have. Sam has purchased. However, they've announced the 900, which is the big. It's just
pretty
bigger.
much the same phone, but just
larger.
a 4.3-inch screen versus a 3.7-inch screen.
All around the world, it's HSPA+. In Canada, it's LTE on Rogers.
Yeah.
We're the only country in the world getting an LTE variant of that phone.
Which should be pretty sweet.
I might actually get one. I'm seriously considering it.
Yeah.
Because I want a big phone, but I don't like the big Android phones.
Yeah, and I mean, having played with the 800, it's really a gorgeous piece of hardware.
Yeah.
Like I was saying to Scott, I love iOS because I'm addicted to the apps. And if I could just find a way to get iOS onto this phone, my life would be complete.
Yeah, so it looks really good. The 900 is literally the big brother of the 800. But if you want that big screen, which is a good way to do it, because a lot of the times if you want a big screen, there's one variant of the phone with the big screen. So you have to buy a completely different phone. Where this way you get to, do I want a big screen or a little screen? And it's really much the same phone.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And it means we're finally getting some LTE phones here in Canada because we have 0. I think there's like 1 or 2 that you could maybe get, but they're not very great.
You can get the Google Nexus, whatever the hell.
The new one.
Yeah, that
Prime.
one does LTE.
The Prime, is that what it's called?
Who knows? Google
change it
Nexus
too
and
often.
Galaxy, Samsung, it's just...
Galaxy Next.
It's the Galaxy Nexus.
What the hell?
Because it was the Galaxy Prime.
Am I
is
on a
also-
freaking
Nexus
Star
Prime
Tour?
is-
Am
yeah.
I in a planetarium? And it's that's that phone, and that's that phone there. And over there, you'll notice the new
That's
phone.
what they're going for with the Galaxy look. There's the 2, and it's like these stars that make it,
Yeah, that's what happens.
Get on that. I will go to that.
Cell phone planetarium.
Now we're moving on to, a little thing we like to call tablets. Because, if there's a conference of any kind involving technology, tablets will be announced. Let's
true.
have a photography conference. Oh, we got new tablets.
Yeah. We're going to announce some new cars. Guess what? Their user manuals are tablets.
Yeah, your toilet conference. Hey, you can use this while you're using this.
You can watch this video while you take a dump.
Yeah, it's the new thing. Tablets are everywhere because no one they don't have their own thing yet. Because if we had that, people would be announcing cars and cell phones at those conferences. So it'd just get ridiculous.
You go to the tablet conference and Chevy would show up with their new car.
Look, our Volt, and you can put it in, but it'll explode later. So a few things. We here are a big fan of the Transformer Prime. I love playing with that tablet. If I had extra money around, I'd have 4 of them.
If you're going to buy an Android tablet right now, it would be
buy
the
the
one to
Transformer
go
Prime.
with. Yeah.
Asus has kind of consolidated their tablets. It's the they're calling it the Transformer series now.
Yeah.
It's the Transformer tablet.
Although they're still not robots in disguise.
No, but you can put a bit. It's more like the Edition series.
Yeah,
I
but
guess,
until they fight Decepticons, I'm feeling left out.
All right, well, give them time.
All right.
So basically there's going to be 3-ish versions right now. So you got the Transformer Prime, which already exists. Then we're looking at the Infinity. which is the new one. 8.5 millimeters thick, 10.1 inch, 1080p screen. That's ridiculous, I think, for a screen that size.
It'll be really good right now until next week when the iPad 3 gets announced.
Yeah, well, possibly.
Yes.
Because the iPad 3 we'll talk about in a minute. Gig of RAM, up to 64 gigs of storage, 8 megapixel camera, a front-facing camera for whatever, HDMI out. Shipping with ice cream sandwich. Looks like a really good tablet to complement the Transform Prime.
Yeah.
And they've announced Transformer 300.
See, I don't get this naming scheme. It's the Prime, then the
Infinity.
the Infinity, and then the 300.
I don't know.
Like, they were like, well, we're tired of letters.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but they're all Transformer pads. And the 300 is basically the baby, so a little bit slower, not as good display. It's going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
So we don't prices yet on those, but it looks pretty good. I kind of want an Infinity now a bit, but who doesn't? And other tablet that was announced was obviously a new Galaxy Tab because Samsung can't sell them, so they have to keep updating it.
They figure at some point someone will be like, you know what? All right, I'll buy this.
Yeah, that sounds good. Like four
We'll
guys.
just keep
yeah.
doing it until you figure it out.
Yeah, so they've announced the Galaxy Tab 2 7.0 version a little while ago. So that's the 7-inch.
Yes.
Now they've announced the Galaxy Tab 2 10.1, so the 10.1 inch, the usable size. Now it's kind of good and kind of, I don't know. They raised the resolution of the LCD a little bit, so it's 1280 by 800 now instead of
Which is kind of par for
1024
the
by
course,
600.
though, is the problem.
Well, yeah. See, not super exciting. Dual core, 1 gig. That's nice to see. A little bit of RAM.
But that's weird when we talk about cell phones that have 1.5. Like it just
yeah,
seems it just seems like they're a bit behind.
Yeah, there's gonna be 3G models. It's gonna ship with ice cream sandwich, and it'll have a stylus.
Yes. Now it doesn't appear to be the little rubbery nib kind that we see on most touch devices now.
Well,
is that suggesting that it's a capacitive
I assume
whatever
so.
the pointy version
Yes.
is?
I don't know exactly about the stylus because, to be honest, I didn't care.
Yeah.
Because it's just like the Galaxy Note, kind of cool, but who the hell needs a stylus? Everything in these is built around not using a stylus.
Although arguably aftermarket styluses is a huge market.
Wow, huge market. Just because people are buying them doesn't mean they're super. I mean, the ones you buy for iPad are useless.
It's true.
Unless you want to doodle.
Yeah.
The advantage here is
Stickmen.
they're kind of saying that the stylus, since it's tailored for the iPad or for the Galaxy Tab 2, and since it's they've got better resolution for the stylus to use in terms of touch capacity.
Yeah.
So you're going to actually get a more accurate stylus than you can on the iPad, because obviously the iPad's not for a stylus, it's for your giant finger. Some people are saying, "Oh, they're going to challenge Wacom." I'm like, no, that's a ridiculous statement. They're just not.
Yeah. No one will ever challenge Wacom.
No,
Because as soon as someone makes something as good as Wacom will be like, all right, cool, here's better.
well, yeah.
Case in point is they just came with the new 5 Series.
Yeah, the
as
Intuos.
well, which
Yeah.
have 16-finger multi-touch. Like, I don't have 16. Where am I going to have third hand
Yeah.
to use my 16-finger multi-touch?
and then another finger after that.
yeah, like, is this a tablet?
Not to
touching
mention,
party? Like,
if you look at like their new 24-inch Cintiq that you still can barely get,
Yeah.
the pressure sensitivity is like, if you are using this to draw, you'll have something made by Wacom. And if the only thing I could possibly see this good for is if you want to take notes,
yeah.
Which I hate doing with a stylus. So it's what keyboards
Also, you still
for.
run into the problem as soon as you lean your hand on the device. Oh, there, my hand's
Yeah,
throwing
you've
up.
changed applications
Yeah.
or something. Yeah. So buy a transformer. Any of them, really. Buy the 300.
Or if you're in the Apple camp, which a lot of you are, we now know that next week on the 7th is the media event for the iPad 3.
Yes.
The largest rumor is a Retina display, possibly boasting double the resolution of the iPad
it's
2,
an outrageously high
which would
resolution.
suggest that it's 2500 by 1500, or sorry, 2048 by 1536.
Yes, that sounds right. Now realize you can't actually do anything at that resolution. It's running at a lower resolution, but with twice as many pixels.
Yes.
Which is what makes the Retina display look so good. However, that's there. We're talking a spec boost. However, they're not sure if it's like an increment from the A5, which we've seen,
Well,
or
we're
whether it's an
fairly certain
actual
there's going to be-
A6 processor.
I think it's going to be an A6, but
There's been a lot of rumors that there will be both.
and
So I
there's
can-
also been rumors that it's going to be quad core, which I don't think it will be.
No, I think they wouldn't solve battery issues.
No.
I think that's, yeah.
Now, it has purportedly been a little bit thicker by like 0.8 millimeters or something, suggesting that they had to do something.
I think the battery's probably larger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's also suggesting it's going to have LTE, which, as we know, just is like battery drain.
So we'll see. There's a bunch of different rumors going around about how many versions there's going to be, what kind of storage options we're going to see. We're going to see the iPad 2 with spec bumps.
Yeah,
essentially.
I mean, that's really the thing, is that scouring websites looking for what the rumors of changes are going to be, it pretty much comes down to a better display and some hardware spec bump to support said better display, and probably have Siri.
Yeah. So
And that's really about it at this point.
and I don't see a really big surprise in terms of the iPad announcement, which is why
Yeah.
we're not going to spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah. However, they are suggesting that there might be an Apple TV 3.
Yep.
Which we're interested in because we're both big fans of Apple TV 2, and we're kind of curious as to what they think they can change, because it's a pretty good product.
Yeah, and especially with that price point.
Yeah.
Because if they make this new product and it's suddenly $200, no one's going to buy them.
No, because there's lots of really great streaming boxes for $150 or less.
Yeah, and we saw that with the original App TV, which worked fairly well, but it was way too expensive.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people, basically no one bought it. The Apple TV 2 came out $120 and everyone has one.
Yeah.
Or multiple ones, as the case may be. So we'll have to see what happens there. If they had both, I would buy 100 of the little ones if they were like $70.
Really? 100 of them?
Yeah. Exactly, no more nor less. So we'll see, and there's also a mystery accessory possible announcement,
Yeah, which I'm curious about.
which people are saying, oh, it's something to do with the Apple TV and the iPad, and I'm like, well,
I would love for it to be a docked stylus that would give you pressure sensitivity or something. Which we know could
Yeah.
work, because there have been third-party companies that have developed and sold this.
yeah, but Apple doesn't want to make that.
Yeah,
You'd
but
sell to like 8 people,
I think they'd sell to all kinds of people, of which no one would really want it or need it,
and
but they
then,
buy it
they just go out
anyways.
and buy a Wacom tablet after they realize it was useless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but Apple would still make tons of money on it.
we'll see. Hopefully, something exciting. Maybe something to do with AirPlay.
Maybe.
Hopefully, I don't know. But we'll have more obviously on that next week, because it's next Wednesday is the announcement, March the 7th.
Absolutely. And that brings to the end of Tech Insight for this week.
It's kind of alive! Nah, it's still dead.
Oh.
Hey everyone, welcome to Mad Science this week. Starting it off with the no pulse heart.
Yeah, this is something we talked about before, but now
Yeah.
it's something that is actually becoming, well, it's being fully
It's
tested.
in animal trials right now.
Yeah, it's being actually tested, which we were
Or
really
animal
excited.
trial.
Yeah, one
Yes.
one calf.
Yes.
So basically, we were talking about this before. It's a continuous turbine pump, which is supposed to replace the human heart in case you need it. The whole idea is heart transplants take a hell of a long time to get,
Because
and
there's a huge waiting list.
huge waiting list and not a lot of hearts.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult to get them. The other thing too is when you have the mechanical heart that's out there that was being used.
Yeah.
I believe they call it the Jarvix 7 model. It looks like a human heart. It's a mechanical pump that's doing a lub-dub. The only problem is, though, it has a lot of moving parts. They're very, very temporary. They fail often, and they cause blood clots.
Yes.
So, not good.
No.
So you have a lot of problems there. It's really, they call it pending for transfer.
Yeah.
Or for transplant. So it's a temporary thing. You don't get to get on your life with this thing. However, with this new heart, or this new mechanical heart, it's just a series. It's 2 pumps.
Yeah.
They basically said, you know what, we're not going to go
Yeah.
because it's a lot of moving parts. It's dangerous.
So with this design, there's very few moving parts. Everything is supposed to be really small. So
Yeah.
there's also weight savings for that, which
It's
is
pretty big.
good if you have problems beating your own heart, or if don't have
Yeah.
one.
They've had a couple of preliminary devices like this one implanted in people who are still living, still actually thriving, as they say in the article. They are actually moving on with their lives.
Yeah,
They're doing
getting
quite
about
well.
with their normal lives.
Yeah, and they don't have a pulse. There's one woman whose heart does not actually pump. It's still in her body.
Yeah.
And this is just connected basically above it.
Oh, interesting.
And so the tissue's still alive.
Yeah.
But it's just not moving. She has no pulse.
Oh, so
She's-
your blood just passes through it into the.
yeah, into the system and just
Oh,
goes on.
interesting.
That's all it's doing. And what they're finding is that there's no detriment to the human body. They were thinking maybe the lymph system would get really buggered up
Is there
because
any like restrictions with exercise and all? That
They don't
sort of
say.
thing? They don't say.
they don't say. There's speculation that there might be. I mean, there would be anyway if you have
Yeah,
one of
it
those
would-
mechanical hearts.
Yeah, it would make sense. but-
So what they're trying to figure out is a way of making it so that there's a sensor. The last time I read about these, there's supposed to be a sensor they're trying to make so that the computer that's powering the heart, because you're wearing a backpack with a battery,
Yeah.
is going to actually be telling the heart or the pump, okay, you need to pump a little faster to put oxygen where it needs to be a
Oh,
lot
cool.
quicker. So it'll increase the blood pressure.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure that out, which they're probably going to do with these animal testings.
Sweet.
So what they did was they basically went into a calf, pulled its heart out, put this new system in, and it
It's
was
probably the other way around. Just kind of.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, they pulled out its heart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't just put this in the puppet. They actually took the heart out.
Oh.
So this calf is actually doing quite well.
Like a calf.
Yeah. So it's kind of neat. So you don't have a pulse, which Scott pointed out would be kind of difficult if you're in an emergency
Yeah, medical
situation,
emergency.
because you're talking and you have no pulse, or if you can talk. So.
You're probably wearing like some kind of bracelet.
yeah, they're gonna
saying you
have to.
a medical device.
But then again, though, it's going to be kind of hard to know that you don't because there's going to be a cord running into your chest with a big backpack.
True.
The lady was unfortunately a funny story in its kind of horrifying
Wasn't funny
nature.
at the time.
Yeah, in its horrifying nature, the lady who has this was talking about how her cousin. She was showing her how to change the batteries in it, and her cousin unplugged both the backup and the primary.
Ooh,
So
not good.
she's just like, "Oh, you can't do that," and passed out because there's no blood. Like,
Yeah.
It's not like a human heart where if it stops, it kind of slows and then goes, and you have a couple seconds. This was like she said that and was gone, dead, so to speak.
Luckily, she's
Yeah, her
fine now.
her cousin basically went, "Ooh," click,
Yeah.
and plugged her back in. So she just apparently came right back and it was fine. So it's horrifying and it's in how it goes in that sense.
Yes.
But it is very encouraging to see this in an animal trial, not like a small animal either, a decent sized mammal
Yeah.
that needs quite a lot of blood movement. So hopefully we'll get more information as that story develops. Like we've been following this the last couple of years and it's only getting better. This is very encouraging.
Really
So we hope to see that. As a small side note, the creator of it wants to see it in Costco's.
interesting.
His
Costco does sell a lot of things that you don't expect Costco to sell. though.
well, it's kind of like a mix of a joke, but at the same time,
Yeah.
he wants people to be able to go, well,
He
I
wants it
want
to
to
be
augment.
commonplace.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
be as common as a pacemaker or something like that.
pretty much, and I agree. I
Especially
think it should
with
be.
the aging population and whatnot.
Exactly. So, we'll see where that goes.
All right.
So I don't know about you, but I want a warp drive.
Me too. I want to go to space. I want to go to Jupiter. I want to go see other planets. I want to go see the three-breasted women on Rigel 7?
Rigel 4.
4?
Yeah.
Whatever that Las Vegas planet is in Star Trek.
Either way, you want to. Well, I don't know about you, because I don't know if you're like Shepard from Mass Effect, but I would like to have to make out with a green chick. Like, come on, who wouldn't? Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just the joke with Shepard from Mass Effect.
Ah,
Yeah. Anyway, so they found out though when you're using a warp drive, be careful where you stop it,
yeah.
because when your ship slows down, you might have a problem.
You will obliterate everyone in your path.
Yeah. And that's not by flying through them.
No.
That is just
Because of the
the
gamma
energy.
rays and the energy and
everything that gets caught in your warp bubble. So this is
Yep.
based on, of course, the if you're familiar with it, the I'm going to butcher his name, the Alcubierre warp theory. So
Yep.
this is coming from Mexican theoretical physicist Miguel Alcubierre.
doing
he-
better than I am. Good job.
Well, he proposed this in 1994. Basically, he said Star Trek has a kind of a good idea. Here's how it could work, and here's how it even fits into the theory of relativity.
And now some, I believe, Australian scientists
Yes.
have gone in, done some crazy number crunching, and said that, well, this is a good concept, but
Yeah, there's a big problem.
big problem.
But the cool thing is, though, what they can do now is they've at least gone and said, well, you know what? No, he's right. This theory could work. The only thing is it relies on negative energy, which we have no way of producing.
Nope.
So,
So
that's
theoretically, if we were to invent this theoretical warp drive, if they don't solve the problem, they would have to, let's say Deep Space Nine is over here, your ship is going in for docking, you just go slightly beside it, and then just, slowly.
yeah. The only thing is, though, they did the calculations in only one plane. Don't forget, in space,
Yeah.
you're working 3D. You can move in all directions, and they don't know how the blast of energy, because when you have all these
Oh, yeah,
particles
sure.
moving with you at superluminal speeds,
Yeah.
there's a lot of energy expelled, especially when you
Well,
stop.
if you're going at Deep Space Nine, I think you got the current of the wormhole there right beside you. So,
Well, okay, fine, that'll help.
but if you're just going to a normal space station,
Well, I think it would be more like, I don't know if you read the comic Buck Godot, but it'd be like that. There's basically a warp system. They can't actually get near the space station. They have to go like light years. They have to slow down light years ahead of
Okay.
time, basically, so it doesn't get destroyed and so the ship doesn't trigger the alarm system.
interesting.
So,
So it'll take you more time to get from.
so from Earth, you take it, you get there, but then you're still about a day or so out.
Okay, so
Sort
it's
of
like it's like taking the plane somewhere, landing,
Taking a plane,
Land-
going on a cruise.
landing at the airport right outside the city, and then taking the bus into the city.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
That's what you'd have to do. So, kind of neat to see that they've actually
Cool
done some
concept.
number crunching.
This is still
Yeah,
years and years and years and years away, and still a realm of science fiction.
yes, but at the same time, it's neat to see some actual
Well, we have
theoretical
until
physics.
2060 something. Get on that.
60. Yeah.
That's when Zephram Cochrane invented snow.
Oh, okay.
First contact and all that stuff.
Alrighty, so we do have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay, this is more of a mention than anything.
This one's creepy. I don't
yeah.
like it at all.
If you're not a fan of insects, don't watch this. We have a really neat video because there's apparently an extinct insect that they call a tree lobster.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look anything like a lobster. It's a stick type insect, so you know those ones that look like a stick and move very, very slowly?
This?
Yeah. They don't move at all, actually, for the most
Yeah,
part.
it's mostly like this.
Yeah. So they found one which was supposed to be extinct, and
Interesting.
85 years later, they found it on sorry.
Australia.
Yeah, it was Lord Howe Island that they found this. They have a video of it hatching. It has an egg that is smaller than this thing that comes out of it. I know it makes sense that it's actually able to fit in it, but when you look at it and you apply your mammal logic to insect, it doesn't work. You're like, how? It's a TARDIS.
Yeah,
The egg is TARDIS.
bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
Totally.
But yeah, it's a creepy looking thing as it's coming out. I kind of like the video though, because it creeps me out.
I like it because it's cool, but then I'm freaked out because it's like really scary looking bug.
Yeah, a big bug.
Big scary bug.
Yeah. So check out the video in the show notes. If you're not into bugs, don't, because it's not for the squeamish.
If you're not into bugs, get someone else to play this for you.
Yeah, and let them describe it, but hopefully they're not a jerk.
Descriptive video.
Yeah. That about wraps up for science. Bugs, warp drive, and no pulses.
Everybody, welcome to Behind the Lens for this week. Before we get into the actual normal just-a-camera news, there's a little more from Mobile World Congress. We talked a lot about Nokia phones. Nokia announced a bit of a strange phone,
Yeah.
the 808,
Yes.
which is going to be running Symbian, which is a little weird, but that's not the weirdest feature of the phone.
Yeah, so this guy has a 41 megapixel camera.
Yeah.
41. Now, the important thing to understand right off the bat is this is not a traditional camera phone. So much so that the sensor is about 5 times larger than what you would typically find in a camera phone, and it is bigger than most conventional performance point-and-shoot cameras, and only marginally smaller than the Nikon 1 series system, which is one of the smallest sensors available in a interchangeable lens system. So it is a big sensor. That being said, it's still a super enormous amount of megapixels for the size of the sensor. Now, a lot of people go, oh yeah, it's just numbers, they just want to get their name out there. But the fact of the matter is that you don't actually really take photos at 41 megapixels with this sensor. And what Nokia is doing, they're working with Carl Zeiss, so it's Carl Zeiss optics, so really good clarity to the images. And what they do is they take this 41 megapixels and they do what's called oversampling, where they take those images and each pixel gets binned down to represent a larger pixel. So you have 5 pixels that now equal 1 pixel, and you end up with a 5 or an 8 megapixel image depending on how you shoot with it. Now what this gains the user is very good clarity because all the details are finely represented. And because you started with something that was a finer grain and you compressed it even smaller, that grain becomes less noticeable. So better low light capability because it's compressing those grain articles down.
So actually what they've done is kind of cleverly used a larger sensor to get better quality pictures without having the advantages of dedicated image processing
Yeah.
and better optics.
Yeah.
But without making it, a full-size camera.
So it's capable of doing up to 12 times zoom without picture quality loss because it just samples from that part of the 41 megapixels, which is interesting because typically with camera phones we see no zoom, and the zoom that we do have is digital. So as soon as you push even 1 times in, your image quality starts going away. Whereas this is capable of zooming up to 12 times and still looking as sharp as if you just took it not zoomed in. So it gives us zoom, and it also gives zoom during video as well because they use the same system when they're shooting video. So you can zoom in during video without losing video quality there as well. So it's really interesting technology, and it's something that some people have been saying that this is what the industry needs right now, not just in cell phones, but in cameras in general. It's this idea of taking larger megapixel sensors and downsampling to a more usable size, but getting the benefits of that extra clarity and that smaller noise pattern sampling. So it's pretty cool, and I'm really glad to see that Nokia has come up with such inventive technology in a cell phone. Symbian operating system.
Yeah, so no one's going to buy this phone.
It's true.
Because
Except for
Symbian-
maybe some people in Europe.
Yeah, because Symbian's dead. So you will not see this phone for sale over here. I can almost guarantee you.
Yeah.
But Nokia's doing it, so hopefully we can see this on their next round of Lumina phones.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it does add a bump to the back of the phone, but if you are, one of those iPhoneographer kind of people where your camera is your cell phone, this is a really spectacular looking camera, and we've seen some of the sample images from them, and they are as good, if not better, than most point-and-shoot cameras.
See, this would actually completely replace a point and shoot. I think.
Absolutely.
The iPhone kind of does, but sometimes you still bring out your point and shoot.
Yeah.
But
Especially when you're dealing with low light.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this would act. If you want, the bump's okay because you would never need a point and shoot camera.
Yeah. So pretty interesting technology from Nokia. We'll see if this gets trickled down to some more impressive operating system phones in the future.
Hopefully.
So there hasn't been a lot of camera announcements recently because CES kind of stole the thunder from all of that. But Sony has announced a couple of new cameras, and we talked about their HX9 a while back, which was 1080 60p in a point-and-shoot camera,
Yes.
which was impressive. And they've basically bumped up that line now, but they've given it 3 tiers of models. So now there's the HX. There's a couple of them. There's the HX200, the HX20, HX30, and then a 200 as well. Now, what they've done to this guy is they've bumped up the zoom from 16 to 20 times. It's using a newer rev of their CMOS sensor. It's using same 920,000 dot LCD. It's also doing the 1080 60p as well. But what's interesting about this lineup, and the only thing I kind of want to talk about, is the HX30, I believe, which now has Wi-Fi built into it. Now, we've had phones with Wi-Fi before, but what's unique about this is specifically designed to ad hoc to mobile devices. So you connect your phone to this camera and transfer your photos to your phone or your tablet.
Now, is that going to need specific applications?
I don't know.
Probably.
To be honest, I didn't read far enough into it to see that. But from what I gather, there's probably some way of doing it. But it's essentially giving you an iFi card without having to use an iFi card.
And the bonus is you've still got your pictures on your card.
Yes,
You're not shooting to the mobile device as much as syncing later,
absolutely.
which I think is a better way to do it.
Yeah. So the 3 models are all pretty similar. You get some jumps in the base model is a CCD sensor, then the model up is CMOS, and you go from 16 to 20 times optical zoom. And they also have an HX200, which is a replacement to the 100, which has a crazy kind of image stabilization that compensates for rotation, like the new
Oh, that's
Olympus
cool.
does as well. So we're starting to see more of that stabilization come in. So minor spec bumps, but what I thought was really cool was more zoom in these cameras, which is awesome because the HX9 was a fantastic camera, especially for video, and now to have more zoom with it with the already great image stabilization and that Wi-Fi capability of straight to a mobile device.
Possibly an actual useful.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, especially we've talked before about how cell phones are such a great point to have your photos on because you can go to Facebook and Tumblr and Instagram, and it's just like, oh, but I just want to take better pictures, and I don't want to take my DSLR home and upload all my pictures and stuff. So this is a really great way to be like, pull out your Sony, take a picture, and then write to your phone to Facebook. So it's pretty cool.
The only thing I will point out is that camera manufacturers are doing the same way. They make these 3 or 4 different models. of
Oh,
a
and
given
Sony
camera
is
now.
notorious for it.
And everyone's, it's getting ridiculous. You see, we've announced new camera. We only had 1 model last year, but this year we've got 3 models.
Yeah.
And the numbers system is getting out. It's like televisions now, where you don't know what's happening. And I mean, you can almost not, like the 200 and the 10V, like they're the same series camera.
It's true.
But
and Sony's one of the worst ones for it because they've had literally differences where this camera and that camera, the only difference was one was a 2.7-inch screen and one was a 3-inch screen.
Yeah.
And that was it. Everything else was the same. Would you like an extra 0.3 inches? All right, it's $10 more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So finally, a bit of sort of leak camera information.
Long anticipated leak camera.
Yeah, so as of recording, which is Thursday, we're supposed to hear at midnight tonight, or aka Friday, of the official announcement for the 5D Mark III. But most of the specs have hit up online. Now, unfortunately, because this isn't technically official yet, this is still can be determined speculative, but a lot of this makes sense. So the information we're giving you is likely going to be what it was, like we said about the Nikon D4 and all that kind of stuff. So the interesting thing is that the 5D Mark II was a 21 megapixel sensor. This one is a 22 megapixel sensor. So they did not play the game that Nikon has been doing where their 700 went from 12 megapixels up to 36 megapixels on the D800. Now what was funny is that there was a joke going around the internet that Canon was just ramping up their megapixels so that Nikon would try and beat them, and then Canon would stop doing it and make their megapixels they have better, while Nikon went, ah, shit, we made it worse.
Which kind of maybe happened.
Which kind of maybe, yeah, exactly. Because to be honest, a 22 megapixels is still more than really I think most people need. I mean, there's all kinds of, keyboard shooters out there that go, if I don't have 40 megapixels, I can't make a print. Shut up. I have a 6 megapixel print on my wall that's 20 by 30 inches, and it looks great. I don't know why you need 36 megapixels, because all it's going to do is make your low light capability worse, and all you ever want out of your camera is good low light capability. So, just learn how this technology works. So 22 megapixels, which I think is smart because the 5D Mark III was really good image quality. So this is just going to mean it's better because it's got the new Digic 5 processor, which is coming down from the Mark IV, or whatever the hell it is now. So we're looking at ISO from 100 up to 25,600 with expandable up to 102,400. So again, very good low light capability. Now the 5D Mark II got all of its thunder from being an awesome video shooter, and we're seeing a lot of that come through. It looks like we're going to have obviously all that ISO range for video. We're probably going to see the all iframe codec that the 1D Mark IV has. Possibly an uncompressed HDMI out. I believe there's also a headphone jack on it, but I don't know for sure. So the video does look like it's better, but again, we won't really know anything until it gets officially released. The big thing is that it's going to have much better autofocus, which the 5D Mark II kind of sucked at autofocus. So it looks like it's going to have a 61-point autofocus, which is finally catching up to where sort of Nikon's been for the while, which 41 of them are going to be cross-type, which is more accurate. And they've also bumped it up to 6 frames per second from the previous, I think it was 3.5 on the Mark II. So again, this is an example of them going, we had it, our sensor is good, let's just make that better and make the rest of the camera behind it better as well. So they're making a faster frames per second, better autofocus, better low light capability without being like, no, let's just blow the doors off and give them 47 million megapixels.
Well, yeah, it's truly a 5D Mark III.
Yeah.
It's the 5D as we know it today.
Yes.
With some, minor needed improvements.
So HDR built in because it's everyone's thing these days. Stop doing that, please. Oh, good God. Dual card slots, CF and SD.
I thought that was interesting.
Which, professional shooters are going to go, damn it, I just wanted you to give me 2 CFs because that's all they have. But video shooters, they much prefer the SDs because they're way cheaper, and video isn't as demanding as much as everyone likes to believe it is. Isn't as demanding on the cards as large, high-resolution stills are. So I think that's kind of cool. Overall, I mean, the rest is very similar. 100% viewfinder, which is nice. And it's a 3.2-inch 16 by 9 LCD screen, which I think is a stupid decision because all the photos are shot in 3.2.
Yeah. Good for the video.
Good for the video.
Bad for everything else.
Shitty for everything else. So, Canon, your video is good, but you still have way more people taking pictures.
You know what to fix that is proper HDMI out and leaving the other screen.
which might still happen.
Because
So,
most people are going to shoot professionally with a 5D Mark II or III and probably have a monitor.
yeah.
Or are in the position where they could just go get one.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of the specs for now. We'll confirm next week if that stuff was actually true, but tentatively we think it all sounds pretty realistic. So, yeah. And that brings us to the end of Behind the Lens for this week. And that brings us to the end of the show this week. As per usual, if you want to get a hold of us, you can send us a message on Twitter at @almost_Friday.
Or if Twitter's not your thing, you can send us an email at contact@almostfridayshow.com.
We've also got a Facebook page. You can check us out, like us, and you'll get updates when we post new videos.
Yeah, it's great. It's all right there. Most people are already in Facebook these days. So you can just be, I'm going to watch the Almost Friday show now. It's going to start playing and everything.
And next week, we'll show you whether or not you can blend a Nokia Lumia 800.
Much to Sam's dismay.
Yeah. Brand new phone, and we're just going to...
Tune in for the action shots for reaction.
Yeah.